Hello everyone, my name is Beza and welcome back. So today I'm bringing a small or moderately small tutorial on a neat trick or a really efficient and powerful trick using minecart command blocks, and I've used this before in many things. On my channel I've only used it in my 7 segment display. But it can really be used anywhere and anything. So I want to show you how it works and what it is basically, and how you can make one of your own. So this is the trick where you have multiple command block minecarts stacked in one block space. Now, in 1.7, when you stacked two of these command block minecarts on top of each other, they would compress into the same block space. In 1.8, when that rolls around, that will be broken. Right now, I am on the 14W11B developer snapshot, but this feature has been broken for, or this whatever you want to call it, trick has been broken in 1.8, and since the I think it was the second snapshot for 1.8. But I'm here to bring a fix and a way that you can configure your own devices with this trick. Let me just show you. You see there that we have a minecart spawn here and then instantly disappear. And also, it executed this command that says hi. Basically, what it's doing is it's summoning multiple command block minecarts onto this activator rail, and then activating and disappearing in one tick. This is really good for quick and compact designs that you want to make, and I think more people should be using it. So it uses, of course, these minecart command blocks, and a few things before we get into the actual command is that a few things that you need to know are that when you place down a minecart command block on an activator rail that is powered, it will run whatever, or try to execute the command, and whatever is inside the console, it will try to execute that every game tick. This is not a redstone tick, this is a game tick, which is much faster than a redstone tick. So if you want something to activate instantaneously, in very quick, all at once, this is the way to do it. So the other things you need to know. In 1.7, minecart command block would recognize it as being, or wherever the command was executed, as the minecart being one block above where it actually was. Now that's fixed. When you execute a command from the command block minecart, it will recognize it in that same block space. So other things, sometimes I haven't really figured this part out, but sometimes when you have a command block minecart, when you summon it, it can be rotation orientated, I guess is the right word. The way it operates can depend on its rotation. Sometimes there can be issues if you do not have it rotated the correct way. The easiest way is if your command is executing, if it's just standing alone, it doesn't really edit the world, such as something that will set a block or copy or clone. Then you can have it kind of just freestanding in any rotation you want. But if you're having something that does edit and do things such as set block commands and clone commands, you want to have it on the same axis that whatever you're doing is facing. It's a lot easier, and when you do relative coordinates, it's a lot less likely to mess up, because sometimes when a minecart summons, it takes favor in one direction. Just like a normal mob, it has a rotation, and it's facing either a the north, south, east, or west rotations, and that can affect a minecart command block if you're not careful, or if you're being too reckless with the way you put it together. So that's very useful. Sorry about that. So we're going to look at how we're going to put together a command that will execute many different commands all in one game tick, and it's really simple. Once you know how, it's something that just comes by nature, at least to me, and it's easy to repeat and do over and over again. So the first thing is the way it works is we're summoning a minecart. So what we're doing, we need to use the summon command, of course, and we're going to be summoning a minecart command block, and we can put that at the coordinates. I happen to know that this one is -1, -1, relative to this command block, and then we need to have our NBT data. The NBT data is basically whatever is going to be, whatever internal data is going to be inside your minecarts, and whatever else you have in the command, or have activating, sorry. So the first thing we need to do is, this is something that really makes the job easier than it was in the past, where you can give mobs, you can give entities custom names, and that's really important. So the first thing we need to do is we need to name our system. I'm just going to name ours test, and you do that by using the tag custom name. But before I do that, I actually want to mention something. When you start a new section of brackets, either curly or squared, I recommend after you have your your tag, that's tag, make sure that when you start one, you put an end before you even write whatever's inside, because it'll make things a lot easier to go back, and it will stop you from having to recount, and it'll stop any problems or any mixes up or mistakes in how many brackets you need. So you will not have to get that message that says unbalanced brackets. So that's something that's really useful to do, and that's something that I recommend you do, and that's something that I do use. So like I said, custom name, and ours is going to be test. Put a comma next to that to separate your tags, and then all we want is the command tag. Same thing with these quotations. Make sure that they are balanced. So this first command is very important. Before I write it, I want to kind of let you know, when you stack entities together, make sure you realize this: whatever you write first will be activated last. You'll have basically, if you were to read it out literally, it would say this entity is writing these entities, which is writing this entity, but you're writing it in the command that this entity's first, this entity's second, and this is third, but really it's the other way around. So make sure that you realize that whatever is going to be here first is going to be activated last. Now this is going to be a teleport command, and the reason it's a teleport command is basically so we want to dispose of all the command blocks and whatever's in this bundle. We want to dispose of it after everything is activated. So if we have this at the end of our command, it'll get activated first, and then it won't give a chance for everything else to work as it's supposed to. So continuing on, this will be a teleport command, and the reason why we gave our entity a custom name of test in this situation is because we need to use that to dispose of the system, so it's not reactivating over and over and over again while on the activator rail. So radius of 1, and we want the name, so name equals test, and that's that. And then for this one, you want to have a relative for the x and z, z, whatever. But for the y, you want to have a negative 99999, whatever. Just put, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nines in there, and maybe, I don't know, just 5. And then have just another relative, and that will teleport this whole bundle, any entity with the name of test in the radius of 1 to negative 99999, which happens to be way below us in the void. And as you may know, when entities drop in the void, they are destroyed, and that makes things really easy to dispose of. If you use the kill command, you might get some residue from the minecarts, like when you regularly, I don't know, stab a minecart with a sword or an entity, it will drop whatever drop it has. And if you don't want mob drops on, or if you don't want tile drops on, yeah, that's okay. But if you want those things on in your world, and I'm talking about the game rule, this is the best way to do it, because it's a lot easier, and you don't get the dying sounds that you would with some mobs. But with minecarts, you don't need that. But that's just something to note. So now we have the next part, and this is really vital, because this is the way that you're getting things to stack together. In between each of these minecarts, there's actually a small slime, and that's what allows it to stack together in that one block space. So what we need to do is we need to have this minecart riding a slime. So simple riding tag, and make sure there's a capital R there, because it will not work without it. But you want to have your brackets there, your curly brackets, and then you want to have this ID, basically the ID of the entity you have there. And I'm gonna put slime. Make sure it's accurate to you know, your capitals and your punctuation and such. ID slime, and we're going to give it the custom name that we gave the minecart before, so that's test. And then we want to set the size. So the size, usually when the game spawns a slime, it will have a random size. There's either 0, 1, or 3, or no, 0, 1, 2, and 3 is I'm not sure if there's a 3. I'm pretty sure there's only 0, 1, and 2. But 3, I think, is you can go over the normal size. But right now we want 0. This will predetermine the size of our slime, and it'll make them the smallest version of the slime that there is. So once that's done, that's the whole basis there. You want to have another riding tag, and your brackets there. And then for another minecart command block, you want to have ID once again, and then put the minecart command block ID here. Oh, and let's okay. And then you'll have your custom name and your command. So that's basically it. That's all you really need to know. All you really need to know is that you need to repeat every time you add a new minecart command block. You need to put a slime in between, whereas before you didn't need that, but now you do. It really it makes things a lot longer, but it makes things work a lot better, in my opinion, than it did before. Because sometimes you could get collision hitbox issues and whatnot, but this seems to compress it really well, unless I don't know, sometimes things mess up if you don't have the right orientation or what, but it's pretty much straightforward. If you wanted to add more, once again, you'd have the writing, and this would have the slime, and then so on and so on, and then, you know, the writing, and then the, you know, the minecart. Always put 3 M's for some reason. And you can have your command, and it will run in that order, or the opposite order, sorry, from the way you write it. So whatever I write last will get activated first, like I said, and then whatever I write first will get activated last. So say hi, say hi. And now I can activate, no button. I messed something up somewhere. Unable to locate name value separator for string writing. So that's right here. When you see that, that usually means that there is missing I forget what you call this, a hyphen? No. Anyway, you're missing one of these things here. So when it says there's a separator string missing, it's usually that. But now it should work over here. Oh, oops. I'm not sure why I didn't teleport yet. Oh, I know why. Because these don't have the custom name. These other two entities, but it's pretty straightforward. If we close this off, you see it works fine, and it says hi down here. And you can stack that over and over and over again, and it's really easy once you get it. If there's any questions, any problems, any concerns, anything, write down in the comments. I'm happy to help and answer your questions. I actually like doing that a lot, so it's good for me, good for you, and help clear things up. But that's about it. I'm not really sure if there's anything else I need to tell you about this. It's pretty easy to understand once you've heard it once. But thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you thought this was a bit useful. I know a lot of people have been working, trying to get things compact, and haven't been able to do it the way they want. And every time I see things like that, I always think, well, he could have done it this way, and this is just a step forward to helping improve everyone's inventions and such. So, yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.